What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. I'm going to be doing a weekly review over the markets and talk about how I was able to profit heavy off the markets this week. So, let's get into it. So, coming in, we'll start with Monday. I'm just going to go through this straight from scratch, just so it's easier. My memory's a little bit... What the fuck is that, man? My memory is not the best, so I might have to just I'm winging it a little bit, but I'm going mainly off memory. So coming into today, we'll start with before market open. It's not there. So draws and liquidity. First off, that's what I do. Mark out my draws and liquidity. So what draws are we doing and what trend are we following? So overall, we seem relatively. It is Wednesday. Wait. This is Friday. I was wondering why that looked weird. Wait, no. Wait, what the fuck? It's Tuesday, Monday, here. And then we go into yeah. No, yeah, this is sweet. Right, so I was confused for a second there. So here. Oh no, well that's up to market open. So, right, let's look at our draws and liquidity here. So we've took out all these draws pre-market. We've got this drop here left, but that will get taken. And then we have on ES, we've got these four highs here. Fucking hell. I don't know what this new update is, by the way. It's fucking annoying. So we've got these draws here on ES, and then NQ we have these forward draws here. Super stacked, quite nice. To be fair, making me overall bullish. Then I'm dropping down to 1 hour. We're just respecting bullish clearly, so that is my overall bias. Bullish, pretty simple, nice bias side draws and liquidity. Disrespecting bearish, respecting bullish. So see, disrespecting bearish here, and then respecting bullish here. So overall bullish, easy peasy to understand. Then I jumped into the 1 hour, see what's happening on 1 hour. So pre-market made a gap, respected that. We respected this gap here, and we also respected this gap here. That's market open there. I think that's 9 o'clock, yeah. So do we have any hourly draws in liquidity? We do. So we just have a shitload of LR up here. We have these stacked highs here, and these 1 hour draws. I like this 1 hour draw. This 1 hour buy side's nice. Fuck with that. And then we obviously have this draw as well, which will be a nice high for after markets open. Make that's 10 AM news there. And then let's have a look. So I have this 1 hour, so 1 hour intermediate low here, which is a nice draw on liquidity. Let's see if we've got EQ. So I would measure EQ from here to here, personally, which would give us EQ right below the 1 hour intermediate low, which is a solid place where price might want to react or continue the trend or rebalance to then go higher. Especially because if in a 1 hour gap, this low is technically I wouldn't call it a sponsored low, but it is what would you call it? Not a sponsored low, but I don't remember the name. Anyway, it's a high probability low of reversal / continuation. So I would measure it from here and here, not here, because if when you think about it, like say if you go into like the 30-minute or the 15-minute, probably the 30-minute, this from this leg here to this high here, this is that new leg. This from here to here is the new range that would want rebalanced to then go higher, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my thought process for this draw on liquidity, and yeah, or draw on liquidity equilibrium. But I like it. We've got London and Asia low. That could definitely get hit. Could come down this far to London, tap into OTE of the range, and then continue higher. I don't really expect Asia to get touched, since this low here is sponsored by that fair value gap. So my most like the where I'd want price to react is off this 1 hour intermediate low, or this London low here, to then go higher towards these draws in liquidity. So coming into market open, let's get into it. Turn that off. We've got a nice accumulation here, some nice pre-market accumulation. Quite like that. I like a wee accumulation before my trade. Generate liquidity, manipulate, and then distribute higher. AMD. Super nice for a wee PDI model. If you take that or anything like that. So pretty solid start, solid structure coming into Monday. We do have news at 10, which or 3 o'clock, which we do have to keep an eye on, or be aware about, really. I don't normally trade before news, but if the setup's there and the draw on liquidity is there, I will take before news, because news will normally just bring price to the draw of liquidity or the direction that it wants to go. It literally just speeds up the movement of price, basically. So we do have that devil's mark there. Not too concerned about that. Is it a devil's mark? Double check. Oh, no, it's not a devil's mark. Never mind. So let's just get straight into it. So market open. So market open is these next two candles. So we actually sweep this pre-market, which isn't too bad, but not really ideal, to say the least. You could definitely take some sort of pre-market trade here, but I just wouldn't, just because it's a bit unpredictable how market reacts just before the big amount of volume comes in. So could have took something here maybe, and then that would have been you solid in profit. TP there, pretty valid. We end up making equal highs with this little 5 minute devil's mark. So very nice draw. Very nice draw. We have taken out this liquidity, so depending on how price reacts here off of resweeping this low, we could go lower or we could go higher. Something to keep in mind. But we have came down. We have reswept the low that swept out the 1 hour intermediate low. So this is a wee turtle soup, I'd like to call. On ES as well, the same intermediate low, which I think is also a dark candle. We ended up sweeping out that low instead of holding the SMT like we had previously here. We ended up sweeping out that intermediate low while resweeping the low on NQ that swept that intermediate low on pre-market, which is really nice. I really quite like that. No SMT here, but nonetheless very nice setup. I like this. Is just nice accumulation, manipulation. We still have these equal highs on the 5 minute up here. Overall, I am bullish on the day. We've got EQ just above this intermediate low, very nice. We've also tapped this 5 minute bullish for value gap here, which is just some extra conf. Something people might not actually do is that, see when we're in a trade like this, or just any like market conditions really, market can, so like say you've got a 50-minute gap, you've got this 50-minute gap here, and then you've got this big 1 hour gap here. If you zoom lower into the time frame, you got this 50-minute, any 5 minutes, you got this 5 minute here, maybe even a 1 minute somewhere. No, we don't have a 1 minute, but still, my point is that if you scale down the time frames, you can kind of find like a more pinpoint area of reversal. For example, like this 5 minute, literally wick the 5 minute perfectly and then reverse right off of it after taking out this low, which is really, really nice. I didn't see this on Monday while I was trading, but seeing it now, more conf for your trade. That's basically all it is, just some extra conf. So end up doing that, tapping the 5 minute, really, really nice. Resweeping the low. We end up getting a 2 minute inversion, which is the highest time frame. There's no 3 minute, no 4 minute, and no 5 minute. There was a 3 minute there, but that's only because price hasn't fully loaded yet. See, but we end up getting this 2 minute inversion. Bosh, Bosh, right there. That was my entry with my stop loss at the body low. Now I always put the stop loss at the body low because through just trading in general and back testing, I've came to find that majority of the time, if price does wick the body low, it's probably just gonna wick you out anyway. So I just cover the body, gives me more better RR. Like I've got an extra like free RR there, better RR, and I don't know, that's just the way I've been trading for a while now, and that's just the way I like it, I guess. Break even at the intermediate high, internal high, cause we've already whipped down heavy. So if we do break above this high, I'm not really wanting to be in this trade if it's starting to come back down towards my break even. I'm assuming that trade's going to fail. Again, for backtesting, that's how I've found this out, and obviously if you through my mentor and trading in general and learning how to trade, that's just like what I've seen happen. We do have a bullish SMT here as well, but I don't actually care about it. One, because it's so close to the draw here. Two, because we have heavy stacked highs on ES. And three, because we've already manipulated the lows. The only thing to do is now manipulate the highs. There's really no other reason for us to come lower here. We've rebalanced the range. We've tapped into a lower time frame gap while taking out higher time frame liquidity. We've also reswept the low, so we've got high resistance liquidity here compared to low resistance liquidity up here. And overall, I don't really care about SMTs when they're not within higher time frame gaps. Now this one is within a higher time frame gap, but this is where drawn liquidity is a very important thing, and you've got to understand what your drawn liquidity is and understand drawn liquidity to a bit of a deeper level instead of just going off every SMT you see. So I don't really like paying attention to or I don't get caught up in every SMT. Like I'm not too arsed about SMTs. SMTs are kind of annoying sometimes and they can throw you off. So I really just try to focus on my drawn liquidity and not the SMTs that I'm seeing. So I don't care about the SMT because the draw is obviously higher, and I've got conviction for these longs. So I did enter this trade here. I went more risk on my eval, so I was still had one eval at this point. I went over risk on my eval, and then on my main funded account, I had 250 risk on. Roughly 250 risk on, I think, something like that. Roughly 250 risk. I ended up going full TP at this 1 hour high here, taking a partial at this high, and then my evals take profit was roughly around here. Eval TP. It was roughly around there, just so I could pass that eval, just in the one go, in the one trade. I think I risked about 500 on this eval. I think that was about 1 2, so about 750 profit on the eval, and then I think I made 400 on the XFA, something around that. But yeah, ended up going break even pretty quick, basically instant break even within like a couple minutes. And then first TP got hit here. Now I don't actually remember if I did or didn't take profit here. I'm sure I never took profit here, although I should have. I should have took profit there and been done for the 1-to-1, just a wee clean trade that. But I feel like I just got a little bit greedy and wanted some extra profit, so I did end up going for this drawn liquidity here, even though we have an SMT at this high, and well, that's a bit. We took the main drawn liquidity and we have an SMT at the high, so we also took out this drawn liquidity while forming that SMT. So it's kind of not. It was not ideal for me to hold this at all, and you can see by the big rejections we're getting and stuff. But I ended up just holding it until news came out, because I did have all these draws up. I remember why I did this actually, because I had all these draws up here, so I was gonna chance news being quite bullish to try get more profit out of it. But I ended up just full closing here. Once I saw the big wick of news and it started coming back down, so I ended up just closing a bit here, and then making about 300 on the XFA and then passing the eval. So that was for Monday. That was the first trade on Monday. Pretty solid trade. I should have just went full close here on my XFA, but I got a little bit greedy, so I'm just gonna stop getting as greedy when I'm trading. Stop trying to chase profits, and just take profit where I know price is gonna go, basically, because that's what's gonna secure you the consistent wins, and that's what's gonna show profitability. So that's Monday. Monday, pretty solid. And then we'll go on to Tuesday. Let me go on the 1 hour. Let me get this Tuesday, Bosch and Bosch. Tuesday, Bosch. Let me give it all this shite. So Tuesday, consolidation day, can't lie. Heavy consolidation. Still have these nice draws up here intact. Oh shit. And then we have these other two newer draws formed right here. So we've got, this is Monday's high, so this is previous day high here. And then we've got, that could be a session high. Looks like that's going to be London high. And then we've got, that's Monday, so that's not Asia. Asia low is going to be like this or something. And we've got this low here. And then we do have this low here. Now, to be fair, let's see what we're doing here. On ES, we have left that draw there. We have got an SMT with previous day high right here. Don't really need them for one. And then we also have inversed this 1 hour bullish for value gap, creating a BPR here. BPR. Create a BPR here in the 1 hour. And yeah, to be fair, feeling kind of bearish. So reason I'm feeling bearish, we have this higher, we have this higher time frame, 4 hour SMT, maybe even a daily SMT. Yes, 4 hour daily, 1 hour, whatever. We've got SMT at the highs. After manipulating this 1 hour, ES manipulate this high. NQ doesn't have to do that. NQ is a leading pair, causing an SMT. Draws and liquidity are going to be this low from the open of Monday open, yeah, and this intermediate low inside this 1 hour for value gap, and then we've already taken out this low, so dig out this low, and then that's really it, to be honest. Those are our draws and liquidity. We've got here, here, and here. You could also target this if you wanted to, but I didn't mark that out. I don't even remember what I took on this day, actually. Don't actually remember. Took out that, so that's the 1 hour. And sweet. Right. So we've got nice draws and liquidity here. We have taken out Asia low, London high. Got an SMT. Similar draws on ES. This 1 hour intermediate low, and then this low that swept out Asia. I am bearish still, even though we've swept out Asia. Does kind of depend on how market opens, how we displace for these gaps. But we've got this 1 hour intermediate high here. And then we also have this 50-minute bearish for value gap above this high, which could be a really nice draw for shorts. Very nice. We could definitely get a really nice reaction out of that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at coming into today. Shorts off here, come up, manipulate the highs, and then run down for these external draws on liquidity. Wait, no, because this is that internal, external, yeah, external draws on liquidity. So go on to the 5-minute time frame. I want to see price generate liquidity coming up to that 50-minute fair value gap, and then waiting for market to open. So market opens around there. Yep, exactly what I generate liquidity, and then we instantly wick out into this 50-minute fair value gap, sweeping out this 1 hour intermediate high. Double check that. Yep, 1 hour intermediate high, sweeping out that 1 hour intermediate high, tapping this fair value gap, giving us a wee turtle soup here, wee Judas swing. We have nice LR to the lows, and I assume there's a yep, because I remember taking this. We got a 3-minute inversion. Right there. Get rid of that. Got these. Dash, 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 bash. So that low resistance liquidity right there. So first trade I ended up taking was this 3-minute IFVG. 250 risk. I had my stop there. Probably should have put it there. And then just targeting these lows here with my break even being this low right here. Now the reason I like this low as my break even and not this one is because this low is the one resting inside 3-minute fair value gap right there. 3-minute fair value gap there. And it's also the low that manipulated these lows. So I feel like if price was to take this out and then reverse, that's valid, and I was probably wrong. But if price was to sweep this out and then rally, we've still got this draw here. So I feel like price could still come up and then come back down. So it might be just rebalancing what it did and then come lower. Unfortunately, I ended up losing this trade. Ended up losing 250. I didn't take this on both accounts. It's because I passed the XFA yesterday. I ended up taking this on the new XFA, because I didn't want to be too risk on coming into market open. This trade is a very risky trade due to the volatility of it and due to the point in time it is. Like, this is literally, I took this basically on market open, 3 minutes after market open. So not even actually, literally like on market open. So I didn't want to be too risk on with my main account, and I just didn't want to risk the loss. So took this on the new XFA, ended up taking the L on this. Price ended up just wicking up and then wicking back down. I did get a re-entry during this move though, and I'll explain that in the next couple of seconds. But I feel like what I should have done, instead of chasing RR, I should have maybe put my stop about the CE, but that is like heavy stop loss. And I thought price would move with more momentum than it did. And I thought we'd just flush through all of this. But being in market open conditions, we are quite volatile and we will fluctuate a little bit before distributing in our direction, I reckon. Majority of the time that is how it happens. We also do have this accumulation here. I didn't actually really notice. You could call this an accumulation. We manipulated and then distributed. But yeah, could have moved my stop a little higher to avoid my sell this loss. Ended up losing 250, but I ended up retaking the trade off of this 1 minute. So we ended up coming up. Technically, I would class this as an order block or CISD. So we ended up respecting this overall range, basically, even though we inverse this gap. I got confirmation that we were going to go lower by this 1 minute inversion here. Now, this is more of a discretionary trade. I wouldn't normally take a trade like this. However, I was really confident in my drawn liquidity here. Especially now that we had these relative equal lows. I knew this was a valid break even, and I knew that I could hold this to all this liquidity. Like this is to me, like even if you just zoom out a little bit, like this looks like it's gonna go and distribute to the lows. This is just what I see, following the trend, understanding this is exactly what I wanted as well. I posted this in the Discord. I'll literally pull it up. Not that one. Not that one. This one. Literally exactly what I wanted to see. Wouldn't mind seeing something like this due to swing. This is exactly what I wanted on market open. So no brainer for me to try take this. Just following my direction. So I ended up not entering directly off of the inversion. I ended up entering off this CISD here. Got a really nice fill on this with my stop loss at the high. Super clean. Bosh. And then ended up holding it to the lows. I don't know if I took profit here or here. I'm sure I took profit here. I don't quite remember. I entered this trade on both accounts as well with 250 risk. And just let the trade play. So we ended up getting break even here. And then I ended up re-entering because the CISD was still valid. So I got a little bit shit overfill. But I did re-enter the trade. I actually see if I can get my execution. Oh, because I'm on replay mode, so I can't even. So, literally, stop loss, break even, re-entry, new break even. There. And I ended up running that. Now I'm fully break even on this trade. And then price, I ended up fucking about here. I got a little bit scared. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get stopped out. But we ended up forming this 15-minute CE, change in state of delivery. So this was my like, if price doesn't react off this, I'm cooked moment type shit. So boom, boom, boom. So I ended up coming back up, literally reacted off the 15-minute perfectly. Now this is where you could get your fucking like third re-entry on the trade, which would have been this 1 minute IFEG right here. Enter that shit right there. I'm sure there was a 30-second as well, but I don't even know where that 30-second was. Oh my god, actually, I only entered this trade on one account. And it was not my main account. Because I remember entering on my main account here. And letting that run to take profit. So how many trades did I take here? I took this one on my like new XFA. Got stopped out. Negative 260 or 270. And then I entered this CISD on like here on the same account, got break even. Then I re-entered after seeing this fat rejection because the CISD was still in play. Having my break even here on that same account. So that was a loss, a break even, a re-entry. And then I went break even here at this low just in case. Or was it this low? I think it was this low actually. I think it was actually this low. Either way, to be honest, like this low or this low, pretty valid. This low is nice. I like this low because we've already took out that, so definitely that. This day was actually a heavy break even day, like mega break even day. It's just a fuck about this day, like because it was just like it kept wicking you, kept wicking you. So yeah, this day was a little bit of a fuck about. But yeah, I got my re-entry here, and then I was holding this to the lows. I wasn't gonna enter on my main account, and then I ended up getting this entry. So I entered on my main account. I made 260 on my main, and then I made 700 on this account here, making me a total of like 807. It was a total of $875 on the day. So yeah, that's basically it for Tuesday. I think I've been recording for ages, by the way. 30 minutes, and I'm only on Tuesday. Fuck. But yeah, that took my total profit to about. So on the main account, it says here I had 773 on Monday. But I did take an Asia session trade as well on the Sunday night, so there's that. And then 264 on the secondary account off that this little trade here. And then I ended up making, if I go to the other account, on Tuesday I ended up making $611. So plus $611. And then that is it for, so how much are we up on the week so far? So we're at 1.650 on the week so far, just off Monday and Tuesday, which is unbelievable. Super nice, heavy fucker and do this. But yeah, solid day. Now we're going to Wednesday. Oh shit. Wednesday, 9 o'clock. Wednesday. Alright, Trump news, ceasefire news. Of course. Yeah, today was a, yes, not today. Wednesday was a chop day. We ended up taking out every single drawn liquidity that we had left for like the whole like next like fucking weeks and weeks and weeks. This is like 2-3 weeks of draws and liquidity we took out in a night because we pumped 940 points. But yeah, after this, so we'd taken out this. Let me just go to Florida real quick. See what we're cooking with here. So yeah, we're super overextended. So I was bullish, but I was also bearish. I could understand if we'd want a rebalance price, and I could also see if us like continuing higher, for the higher time frame draws. So we ended up taking out this high, and then we had these two highs here. Oh, for fuck's sake. And then we also had this one above it. There. Bless me. And then on ES, we've got that high that hasn't been taken. And then this high had also been taken. This high. So this high was SMT'd. This high was SMT'd as well. So SMT with that high, but I'm not entirely bothered about that because we are going to take out this. So we are going to probably have an SMT, but I'm not too bothered. I do kind of just want to see this range get rebalanced, to be honest. That's like kind of what I'm feeling coming into the day. We have this forward here. I'm sure Wednesday was a no trade day as well, but we'll go over it because I never did a recap for Wednesday. So I ended up having this forward here, and then we had a devil's mark, and then we had this low here, this low here, and the session there. I get so Let's see if there is news on Wednesday as well, actually. So yeah, there's FOMC. There's FOMC today. So I actually did look at PM session, but I never ended up actually trading it because I just couldn't really be bothered. And profitability, you got to save capital and shit. You know what I'm saying? So ended up doing this. Super overextended. So we've got our sessions. So we've got London low here. I also have Asia low there. ES, same shit. So yeah, do feel quite bearish here to be fair. S&T swept at the highs. Accumulation manipulated. Not inverse this, so we've got a 1 hour intermediate or 30-minute intermediate low here. Solid drawn liquidity. And yeah, I mean overall this just does look quite bearish. We just got all this LR just stacked, ready to be taken. We can maybe get a resweep this high before doing so. So there's that too. But that's how I'm like. That's what I'm feeling. I'm digging this shit, right? So we'll go into market opens. Market open is next two candles. 1, 2, bang. So market open, we ended up just dumping. We ended up leaving this high here, as well as the 930 high here. 930 high never manipulated. We do have an S&T with this little high here. Well, we just kind of left the LR on ES. Ended up taking out Devil's Mark, going for the 4 hour. We've got equal lows on the 15-minute here. Equal lows on the 15-minute. Just change that. Took out London. Let's see what that 4 hour saying on ES. So we do have that Devil's Mark in the 4 hour. Yeah, so ideally I'd kind of want to wait for this before taking anything. We do have market EQ, the range from here and here. We have OTE just above or just below 4 hour gap. So if I do want to see any rejections or any buys, I do want to see it below this 4 hour. Make sure there's no other 4 hours. We do have this 4 hour here as well, actually. That didn't work. Now, there was no trades that I liked within this. There was gonna be like a 2-minute or something. Oh no, there was something. I don't remember what it was. But we're forming these 5 minutes here. 5 minute, oh, 5 minute, oh shit, 5 minute there. And another 5 minute here. 5 minute here. So there was a trade here that I saw people taking, and it was this 2-minute inversion here. Now the reason, I mean, you could have took the 2 or the 5 minute, up to you. The reason this failed is because, one, we've edged this 4 hour on NQ. Yeah, we've manipulated here. ES looks fine, to be fair. NQ though, we've edged this 4 hour and we've got 50-minute equal lows. Now, just for trading in general and backtesting, I understand that this trade will get ran, and this is why I faded this trade as well, because like this trade, this is a really strong drawn liquidity here that we've left at your stop loss. Not a probable stop loss to have if you're taking this. It will just get ran. Oh shit! Like it will just get ran, because even if you're targeting these highs, like we've left equal lows and we've got that 4 hour literally what, points away, like 5 points away, 3 points away. So yeah, very, very, I mean, if you took this, to be honest, like study a little bit more. It's not a bad thing, it's just you need to study a little bit, you need to understand that when you have something or a situation like this, it will most likely get ran. It's not a probable stop loss to have because you've got your stop at a very high point or a very probable point or draw on liquidity. So that instantly got ran, literally instantly. So I never ended up taking that. I was in fact looking at this 15-minute though. I thought we could maybe get this 15-minute here, where I was looking for shorts. I wouldn't have minded if we came into this 5-minute as well. I did because this draw on liquidity was really nice, so I wouldn't have minded maybe the 5-minute open a little bit higher, tap that 15 and 5-minute, get an inversion, and then get shorts towards these lows and these draws on liquidity here. But that just never ended up happening, unfortunately. So never ended up getting that. We just end up pushing right through. I was actually gonna take that 1 minute, I think, because why was it? So did we not form the 15-minute gap till then? Huh. Oh, fuck, I remember it a little differently, to be fair. But if we had manipulated into this 5-minute, or even after forming this 15-minute, manipulated higher, I would have took this 1-minute inversion. But the close was literally atrocious. So obviously you can't really take that. And just, you wouldn't want to take that, to be fair. Then, after seeing this, I was like, right. I wanted longs. I wanted these 3-minute longs, I think. Yeah, these 3-minute longs. So now that we'd manipulated the lows, we tapped into the OTE of the range. Tapped into the OTE of the range. 4 has been tapped. We took out that equal low on the 50-minute. I wanted to see this bearish 3-minute for Viagat get inversed, then long towards this 15-minute gap, 5-minute gap, and then 9:30 high and this buy side up here. Because I'm still overall bullish, but I did also understand that we could just consolidate and then go lower, which we did end up doing. I actually saw 10 a.m. open here, and then on the 1 minute we opened up 10 a.m. here, and then we literally just continued to go sideways. So I literally was looking at this and I was like, right, I'm just gonna get off. So I ended up going on a run around my town, and then I ended up just leaving it there for this trading session. There was nothing. I'm sure I haven't even looked at charts since. I'm sure there was nothing. Yeah, literally just consolidated the rest of the day. Until we took out Asia low here, to be fair. And then we have all of this LR actual. All that LR. To be fair, there's probably a trade within this. 50-minute intermediate low. Whatever for value gap. The LR for it. This is a 1 hour gap. Oh shit. I need to make a 1 hour gap. I need to organize my saves. 1 hour gap's the top of the accumulation. It's pretty nice. SMT with Asia low. Five-minute rejection block. Respected. To be fair, this could actually be a fucker of a long. Let's see what we've got. You could so take this 1 minute here. See, I think this 1 minute's a bit dodgy, but you could still take it. Let's see. We got any higher time frame gaps? No. Highest time frames is 1 minute. I'd probably go break even or one of these highs. Probably, yeah, probably these highs here. These relative equal highs. I'd probably go break even. Because that's a pretty big wick and we've got an SMT as well, I'd probably cover the RB, or the CE, sorry. Let's see if this plays. Damn, never played. Never played. To be fair, solid trade nonetheless. If he took that loss, that was solid. Within session as well. Let's see what the 1050 macro does. So I probably would have took it out on that. Let's see if you get a re-entry on this. Tiny 2-minute, to be fair. Oh boy, open lower still. So no longer have an SMT. Still have all this LR. Still super, super nice. Got this. Let's see if that's a rejection block. That is a fat ass rejection block there. Let's see. I mean, that's part of the 2 minutes. I mean, this whole thing's an inversion. But you could enter off of this. Now, would I enter off this? Probably not. And purely due to the fact that I got fucking humbled on that 1 minute. And see if we've actually manipulated into any lower time frame gaps. There's 50-minute here. 50-minute there. Got a 50-minute here as well. To be fair, you could so fucking, if you had balls, like you could have took that. But I don't know. I never took that. I wasn't even on charts at this point. But I mean, we have the 2-minute inversion. What about the 5-minute rejection block? Look at this 5-minute rejection block here. What do? We tap the 15-minute. Tap this BPR. Inside the rejection block as well. We've got equal highs on ES. We still have all this LR. What's that? Still have all of this LR here. I mean, you probably could. This is a 2-minute. To be fair, like you probably could take this. Now, would I take this? I genuinely don't know. To the 1 hour, I mean, yeah, this is good. I'm sure Blake actually took this. But see how we were so bearish and we respected this 15-minute, it just throws you off a bit. This is heavy discretion, this trade. Like, this is like if you have heavy conviction. Now, the only reason why I would have conviction in this is because we're respecting this 2-minute BPR. We tapped the rejection block. We tapped the 50-minute, took out Asia. Big wick rejection. A whole 60-point wick rejection. Solid. Respected this on ES. Now, inverse the 2-minute on ES. Def will have this as your break even. So 5 minutes in. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could take this. If you took this, fair fucking dues. This is discretion at its finest. It's out of session though, so it's a bit iffy. Genuinely, the only reason I would take this is due to the LR up here. But the fact we've tapped this 15-minute and then we're rejecting off it, look at this price action here, you know what I mean? That's a whole fucking 21 minutes of fuckery, you know what I'm saying? So fuck that. But it does hit profit. You'd be in that trade for fucking ages though. Like how long are you in that shit for? Entry there, out up there, so 50 minutes you'll just be sat watching this trade for. Which is kinda CPA. Fuck that shit. But not a bad trade idea at all, I suppose. I mean, I'm sure Blake took this. Personally, I don't think I would take this. Unless I just wanted to trade. Like being just a bit greedy and just wanted to trade. I probably wouldn't take this. So I didn't even take trades on Wednesday. So Wednesday was a no trade day. No trade day on Wednesday. Let me just double check that shit. I'm sure it wasn't. There's nothing to take, so I'm assuming we never traded. Yep, never traded on Wednesday. And then Thursday. Going to Thursday now. So the P&L is still at. Oh, what was that? 1.6. Sorry. 1.6 or something like that. I shouldn't have got rid of that fucking calculation. 700, 264. 264. 773. Plus the other account, which was like 600. 611. So yeah, we're still at 1,650. Now we'll move on to Wednesday. So Wednesday, we've got some 1 hour equal lows here. Heavy LR on ES. With this previous day high up here. To tap this 1 hour. Interesting PA to be fair. We have the LR here as well. We didn't tap this devil's mark. That's not devil's mark, it's 1 hour gap. Tapped on ES though, so we have an SMT here. So I have an SMT with that 1 hour gap, but we do have LR here. But we also have LR here as well, so. Interesting. I bet 50-50 for this day, to be fair. I can see shorts and longs playing. We have this SMT down here, so a little bit interesting. This drop here, do you have any draws close to that? On the 4 hour? Not really, we've got this as the closest draw. So, I mean, we could, to be fair, I'd like the idea of shorts down to rebalance this whole range. Do like the idea of that. So what higher time frame comps we got? So we've got this 1 hour intermediate high. intermediate high there. With all this LR, we've got these stacked up lows here. Equal lows, yeah, so I can't lie, I think the shorts are kind of the move. Let's see what we're seeing for EQ, the range. OTE perfectly aligns with that 1 hour intermediate high, aligned with this 15-minute gap. Right, so that's definitely my key levels. Yeah, so they're definitely my key levels coming into today. We've got London low, got PM low and AM low. Yeah, definitely feeling bearish today. My key levels, probably this 15-minute intermediate high. Do you call that 15-minute? It's inverse. I can't lie, I don't know. Comment, let me know if you'd class that as an intermediate high. Yes, we've got London and Asia stacked together. London plus Asia high. Do have those equal lows. On forward, we do still have that bullish SMT, but I didn't really care about it. But it might affect the volume of the trades. We've got this high here. And we've got that. So there'll be this for that 1 hour intermediate high. Let's see if that 1 hour intermediate high is also on. Not inversed it, so I don't know if I'm gonna class the one like inverses as the intermediate highs. So I just clap by side liquidity. We've got this liquidity here as well. So we've got heavy stacked lows. Yeah. Definitely feeling bearish today. Or on this day. 100% feel bearish on this day. Like the idea of shorts here. Yeah. So I want to see some sort of manipulation above EQ. If we reject off EQ, that's fine. Ideally, I'd want to see price come up here. This is a very good range that I'd like to short from, to be fair. So hopefully we can see some shorts out there. So we'll go to market open. That's market open there. So we've got this low here. This low here, and then we also have 930 low. So I like this because 930 low, 930 hasn't manipulated it anyway. Even on even on ES, we haven't manipulated here, so I quite like that actually. Quite like the fact we've not manipulated here. Now, this initial trade here that we see from we waking up, I'm sure we do have an inversion here. Yeah, we do. We have a 1 minute inversion here. Now this is quite similar to Monday. Was it Monday? Well, I think it was Monday. No, Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. This is quite similar to Tuesday, but the difference is that we've not took out London and Asia high. So we do have this high time frame S&T with this buy side here. But we've still not manipulated anything on ES. Another thing I'd like to mention that I look for when I'm trading is when we have SMTs like with these highs here and ES or NQ is hovering below a high like London and Asia, I do like to see a manipulation of that high, because normally when we get a manipulation of that high, it's better for the, I feel like it's more probable for the SMT when we've manipulated that. Like say like we've manipulated both these highs here, but we've not manipulated either on ES. So I'd rather see us manipulate this high and hold the SMT with this high here than trying to short off of the SMT off London and Asia high, if that makes sense. Because I feel like you get a better manipulation, a better idea, and as well, this is another reason why you can't get caught up in SMTs is because you might be looking at this, oh, we've SMT'd the high. I'm going to take this 1 minute inversion to the lows. But in hindsight, this is good because we accumulated, we manipulated, like this whole thing here is an accumulation. And then we manipulate higher. Like this, in hindsight, does look really good. But I just didn't like the fact that we had left these highs here on ES. So you ideally want to wait for ES to sweep out this liquidity, especially the fact that we're just edging it. ES wants to take this. And this is probably another reason why this trade didn't work. Even if you did take the CISD entry, I don't actually remember if I took the CISD entry or not. I hope I fucking didn't, because that would be a shan mash passer. I mean, in hindsight, this looks really fucking good. But ES still hasn't manipulated that high, so you really want to wait for ES to manipulate that high, because you'll get stopped out and shit like that will happen. So even if you did enter off the CISD here, you're stopped there, targets are really good, break even, solid, targets amazing, but you're probably going to get stopped just purely due to the fact that ES isn't taking out this high. But now that we've taken out this high and we've created that SMT properly now, we've also re-swept this drawn liquidity here, similar to Monday. We can now look for a re-entry. We've got 930 low in this low, super fucking nice. Actual mind this trade. This is a wee banger. This trade, like actual mind. This is probably trade of the week, 100% trade of the week. I don't think I did take the 1 minute short here. I might have. I don't remember. So very solid. This we've got the equal lows here. We've got all this accumulation stacked up. Manipulated the high. We've got the SMT on the higher time frame. This is like even looking at this though, this just looks a lot better. Like now that we've manipulated that Asian London high and we have that SMT, that does look a lot better than just having the SMT below Asia high with this SMT. You know, does that make sense? So that's something you should definitely look out for when you're trading. But then we ended up taking the highest time frame inversion, which ended up being this 2 minute here. Super nice closing the 2 minute. Bosh. And they're entering this on both counts. I kind of wish I risked a bit more because this is just unbelievable. I got a better entry than that because my R was decent. Yeah, it was a bit there. So I got a good fill on this trade. TP being about there. I have the 930 low, and we have this sell side liquidity here. Break even at 930 low, and then fully full TP at the sell side. Now that was on my main account. Full TP at the sell side here to secure a payout. First payout of the week I secured off this trade. I made a mega bucks off this. I think I made like 600 or 700 profit on the main account. I'll go check right now. Ended up making 580. So 600 profit off this on the main account. Bang. And actually, you know what? I think I did take that initial short off the 1 minute, but I didn't take it on my main account. I took it on my other account, my newer account, because I was dodgy about that high. So I remember now. So I ended up losing 250 on this initial 1 minute short on the secondary account, and then I ended up taking this on both accounts. First TP being here on both. So I full TP'd on the main, and then on the other one, I left runners for all the rest of this liquidity here. So I was in 5 micros. I took this two. I took full here on one account. I took 2 or 3 on the other account, put me break even or just about break even, and then I left runners for this sell side here, and then London low and all those other lows there. So I had two more contracts there, and then I had one all the way down here. But I ended up moving my break even on the way down. So I should have probably just took TP on both, but I liked the draws on liquidity. I didn't like the fact that we SMT'd this low though, so that's why I full closed on my main and then left runners on the other one, because I did still like the draw on liquidity. I ended up opening a 5 minute here, and this is where you could have definitely got a re-entry. So I ended up opening up this 5 minute, and then we ended up getting this IFVG here on the 1 minute. Could definitely have taken that for maybe that low there. That was another solid trade to take. Literally just wouldn't have got whipped out. So that would have been solid, break even there. I mean, you would have got break even, depending on your conviction. You would have got break even or TP on this one. But I ended up taking 2 more out there, and then price ended up. I had my stop loss move there, and I was making my recap, my first original recap, and then I ended up getting whipped up here. I ended up full closing around that candle there, closing out for about, I'll check because I'm not going to be able to tell you off the top of my head. Closing out for 403 profit after taking that 250 loss, so I've screwed out 650 off of this, which is not much more than what I would have got if I just full closed there. So I could have saved myself a lot of stress just like letting the trade or just closing the full trade at that first initial take profit level. So that was Thursday. I'm sure there was no other trade that I really saw after this. Just end the session by that point. Very solid accumulation, resweep, distribution lower, super nice. I'm surprised we left all of this. And I mean, that's not it for Thursday. There's not much else to go over for Thursday. Even my recap, it was quick. The first one was long, but like after I made the recap, it was pretty quick after that. So yeah, nice, sweet, that's fine. Going to Friday then. Friday I took an L. I took an L on Friday actually. Took a loss on Friday. Friday was a fuckery of a day. I got break even on this account, and then my alternative account or my secondary account, and I lost on my main account. So I ended up losing 300. So we'll calculate the rest of the profits though. So I made plus 580. And then plus the 403. So that's 2.6k profit right now. Yep, 2.6k profit. And then Friday ended up. Oh yeah, I can't be right because I made 2.7k. Oh, I'm not including Mondays. Not Mondays, like Sundays. 3, 8, 9. So that's 3k. So we're up 3k on the week so far, and that's per both accounts, not per, but like including both accounts, like total profit of both accounts. So let's go to Friday then. Monday, next week, Friday, 9 o'clock. Bye. Friday. Sweet. Oh, we've got the nicest draw on liquidity for Monday, like. It's quite nice, that. It's quite nice, that. Like that shit. Like that nice draw. So we're up 3k. I took a payout as well of... How much did I take out? 3.4. No, not 3.4. 390 or something like that. So take away $390. So it's 2.6. Well, actually, no, because we're just looking at how much profit I made this week. So I'll add the 390 back. Right, so coming into Friday, we are looking quite bullish. So we had CPI on Friday. Oh, did we have news on Thursday? I didn't say if we had news on Thursday. I forgot. Thursday we had 1:30 news or 8:30 news. So we did have this data high. So let's have a look. See here. All right, so this is actually right. So these are both data highs. So it looks like the data for CPI got leaked like a minute before it came out. So technically both of these are data highs. This is like the main data high up here. This is CPI's data high. So that's a little bit confusing. I'm sure I had this marked out as data high and then that just says buy side liquidity. They're both data high. I mean, this is technically data high. That's technically just a little internal high thing. Now Friday was a weird day. Because M&Q ended up sweeping out that high, but NQ never, so we ended up having an SMT, but we didn't actually have an SMT, so I think it confused markets a little bit, which is understandable, to be honest. I was fucking confused. I've never seen it before, so I was a little bit confused. 9:30 is there. So I'll show you what I mean in a second, but to be fair, feeling pretty bullish, to be honest. We have this 50-minute here. 50-minute gap there. Haven't been touched yet. Got here on the 1 hour. Nothing really on the 1 hour. I mean, we have this. You could call it an order block. I don't know. Not really on the 1 hour. You can maybe see shorts down here, but I don't know, because we have the data highs and we have this high time frame buy side draw above. Bullish does seem like the play. We have left those equal lows, which is just even nicer for Monday. See, shorts could look good here, but honestly, I'd just follow the trend. Follow the bullish trend in these situations. Especially when you have data highs above. Data high is such a strong draw. You wanna be pushing for that data high. That's like the main draw for the day, really. So we ended up having this relative equal lows with this 50-minute. We've got a nice accumulation after news. Nice accumulation after news. Let's see how market opens. So this is when market opens. So this is when people got caught up in shorts. So if people were looking at MNQ, not NQ, this is why I've started looking at NQ more, because NQ's the leading pair, from what I know. I mean, MNQ can be the leading pair, but from what I know, NQ's the leading pair. So I've been looking at NQ and not MNQ. But if I put MNQ on this, you can see that the data high has been scooped or swept. So technically, we have an SMT here. Oh, with ES though. Like if ES was, we have an SMT. But on NQ, we've actually left relative equal highs, as well as that we've also like came higher on NQ than MNQ at like nine 40, whatever it is. We've got this devil's mark and this two equal lows right next to each other on the 5 minute. Not too bothered, but you know what I mean. And then yeah, kind of just confusing, to be honest. Like, it is just kind of confusing because people were taking shorts off of this, like this 1 minute short or 2 minute short or something like that. Let me check. Yeah, this 2 minute short. People ended up taking this. I faded this because I didn't like the fact that we hadn't taken it on NQ. It didn't make sense to me, and I've never been in a situation like this, so I decided to sit on my hands and just wait because I'm just not really like wanting to take this. And then we ended up coming down, sweeping out this 50 minute. Now this is where I ended up losing my trade, so I ended up taking longs here. So I switch back to ES. We still have all these draws intact. ES has swept out the same lows. There's no really SMT. We're still in this 50 minute. I am overall still bullish, so I feel like it makes sense for us to continue higher. I ended up trying out this 1 minute inversion. Now this was a solid trade in my opinion. We've got the relative equals being swept, 50 minute gap. We've got that high still intact. We're generating liquidity up to these highs, solid break even point here. So I thought this was a really, really solid trade. If you did take this trade, I'd say it's a good loss. I saw people taking this trade here. Now, I didn't like this, even though we SMT'd, I didn't like this trade because we still had those relative equals at 50 minutes. So I didn't really pay attention to this this initial long here. This long though, very nice. I like this long. I ended up trying to take this long. Stop loss just at she'll put it there. I'm sure I was gonna put it at the under the CE, but I ended up just covering the wick of the candle next to it. And then took this, tried to take it to that high, ended up getting edged on my stop loss. I got taken out on one of the accounts there, on my main account there. So I got taken out. This is the trade I lost on. So I got wicked out because my entry was a little worse because I just flipped for accounts. So I had my stop loss like something around like that. I literally get wicked out, and then price just runs pretty close to my break even. I never ended up going break even on this trade, so I ended up losing on both accounts. Literally edges my break even. We've not manipulated any of these highs on ES. ES is just kind of going lower, and we're just chopping about. Literally just chopping about. Friday shit conditions. There is news at 3 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Which is why I thought we might have been chopping about, but it was only orange folders, so I didn't really think that was much of a reason for us to be chopping about as much as we are. It's genuinely just bad conditions to be trading in, and I recommend that you try stay out of the markets when they're in conditions like this, because this is really where like it will shine where you're profitable or not, because people will be FOMOing into trades, they'll be re-entering because of like rejections and stuff, they'll be getting wicked out. Like, this is a very wicked price action. Like, I got wicked out in my longs here, and then I got SL here literally wicked out, and then it like runs higher. Like, it's just heavy bad conditions to be trading, and this is what will make you profitable or not. Or like, this will determine how you act and how your emotions are in these conditions will determine whether you are going to be profitable or not, in my opinion. But the fact that NQ did this fucking weird ass SMT thing fucking I think it just threw the market off, to be honest. We just didn't know where we wanted to go. So yeah, end up generating nice LR here though, regardless. For the next trade, so I end up getting wicked out. We end up manipulating lower, resweeping these lows here. At this point, I was down 600-ish total because spreads cooked me, so I lost 290 on my main and then but the same on my my second account or my other XFA, and then kind of got cooked a little bit. So we have the LR there, that high is still intact. Reswept this. We have this 5 minute low here that we had SMT'd, but I really wanted us to sweep out this low. So this is another reason I didn't take this long. Probably the only real like decent trade, but even at that it was still so iffy because we left these equal lows and relative equal lows on ES that I really didn't like. Like I was saying before, in the past days, when we leave draws like this, I've tried to stay out of the trade because I know that most likely we will just come back down, rally, and then make the move. So I do try to stay out the trades. But I did take this on low size on my other account. So we did have an SMT here with this low at the time. I don't know if we manipulate lower, get rid of that SMT, and this is where I wanted the SMT with this low, but we never ended up getting it. We kind of just left the low to kind of do its thing, and we just weren't really doing anything. So we took it this 5-minute drawn liquidity. Sure, it's enough. Yeah, 5-minute drawn liquidity, and then we left these lows here. We ended up holding an SMT here. And then we ended up getting, we were accumulating here as well, to be fair. But I ended up just accumulating a little bit, ended up pushing up SMT there, and there. I just didn't like the fact that we left the relative equal lows, but the SMT was kind of valid. So I don't know, I was so 50-50 on this trade because we did have the SMT, but we did leave these higher time frame, like 50-minute equal lows with the relative equal low below it. But we ended up getting this 5-minute inversion. I ended up going really, really low risk and having a really tight stop loss. I ended up going here. It was maybe a bit, I don't even know how much risk. Not a lot though. Not a lot at all. I ended up going break even at this high here. You might ask why I didn't go break even at this high. We already SMT'd all of this. So I feel like if we do, like if we are bearish, we're just going to flip. So I had it this high that we had the SMT with, because if we disrespect this SMT here, then we are probably just going to be bullish. So I like my break. I like the idea of my break even being here. It was more a discretionary break even, a really, really tight stop loss, and I don't think I got wicked out of this. Mind you, wasn't like that though. Let's put it there. Cause I did enter on a bit of a pullback, but I did like the idea of this. Like, this doesn't even look like a bad trade. It's just like literally the only thing bad about this trade is ES. Like, ES is the only bad thing. The SMT at the high, only bad thing. I'm not too worried about the SMT at the high though, just because drawn liquidity is there. These data highs are gonna get taken. MNQ throwing people off a fucker. So yeah, I ended up taking this. I ended up just TPing at this drawn liquidity here just to make back my loss. So I ended the day down like $8, I think, on my other account, and then down 292 on the main account. So yeah. So yeah. Oh, and then actually there was this trade. There was this trade. Oh my fucking god! I'm so upset. So fucking upset. I missed it. So I ended up taking this out. We do have an SMT with this high, but it's technically this high because this is like the same swing. So we have an SMT with this high here. After taking out this draw and liquidity here. We don't have an SMT with that high yet. Still have the equal lows on ES. Got nice draws. We end up pushing up all the way to the high after market ended. End up pushing all the way up. We end up holding this bearish SMT. Now this, I lock myself out of my account minutes before this plays. Like, we're sweeping this high and I'm locking myself out of the account. So I have this 5-minute intermediate low. I have this 1-minute inversion. Oh, this is soul destroying, because this would have been a fucking fat payout. Super tight stop, going for all of that. 7.4 hour TP here at this 5-minute intermediate low. You could TP the whole way down this as well, depending on your conviction. I wouldn't have TP'd until that those relative equal lows had been taken on ES. There was just no way I would have done it, because I knew that was going to get hit. And then we literally rally all the way to the lows. And then boom, I probably would have closed somewhere around there when we took out that low. So yeah, I missed out on that trade. That was really devastating. I literally lock out my account while it plays. I'm watching it play. I'm like, I could be banking right now. I would have made it easily 1.5, 2K on this trade. On the payout account as well, so that would have been like money, cause money is fucking bright outside. I would have been mega money, but yeah, I mean, this week has been banging, very very good week. Hopefully next week, gives us just as many, if not more, opportunities than this week that we've just had. So I'll take away my loss, $300 loss, putting the total profit for the day, or for the week, sorry, at 2.720. So it's $2,700 profit, which is, I don't even know how much pounds that is. I think that's about, I don't know, couldn't guess. Dollars in, so that's 2,020 Great British Pounds profit on the week, which is crazy. Between two funded accounts, one that I passed on Monday as well, and then the other that I've had passed. Took a payout of $400, which is about £300. Pretty fucking chuffed, pretty jamming week. I'm very happy with like how this week's ended and stuff, and just how well I've performed this week. As I said, I've just lost my job as well. I lost my driver's license from speeding, which is unfortunate. I fucking hate the UK rules, mate. So you don't get a fine or like a fucking just a letter through the door if you're fucking in America. But yeah, I ended up losing my license, lost my job. So like this is like the most locked in with trading I've been, and it's probably due to the fact that of the circumstance of me losing my job, that it's really made me get in the position to be profitable. And honestly, I think it's a blessing in disguise. The fuel prices are through the roof. Iran closing off the strait, and just the whole war shit in general, it's really boosting prices, and it's just making things difficult for people driving and stuff. So I think it's such a blessing in disguise that I'm able to just save money, trade, and just like kind of take this time to chill. You know what I mean? I was working 6 days a week for like 8-9 months, constantly coming home at like 6 o'clock at night, leaving at like 10 in the morning, coming home at 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night, and that. So it's nice to just like chill. I've been sleeping in so much and stuff, which I need to stop doing, to be fair. I've just been kind of just living out that trader lifestyle, and I really enjoy it, to be fair. And it's just fun. I'm just trying to focus on getting more allocation, scaling accounts. I really want to end up getting 10K a month, or making my first 10K trading. I think I could do that by the end of this month. At the way I'm going, I made I made 3K profit, or 2.7K profit this week. So if I do that 4 more times, that's 10K. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to stack the allocation as well, because if I stack the allocation, then that means that even if I make 500 a week across 5 accounts, that's 2.5K. Do that 4 times, that's 10K a month. You know what I'm saying? It's very very easy to scale trading. And I think I'm at the point in time now where it's like my trading has never been so good. I'm so on the ball with the trading. I understand how the markets move. It all makes sense, and that's purely just for hard work and dedication. Like I was the same as everyone watching this, starting off with TGR's boot camp, fucking journaling, taking notes, learning what a fucking breaker structure is. I don't even use that shit anymore. And then I ended up discovering PB Blake and stuff like that. Ended up learning his strategy, and then I had a mentor for a bit. Braden, I was in his Discord watching him live trade. It really gave me a good understanding on how to look at the charts. Because I was trading Forex, and I switched to futures around August last year. And honestly, best decision I ever made. My pal James put me on futures. Oh my god, best decision I ever made, 100%. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna keep ranting on, but holy shit, shit's getting a bit surreal. Trading's getting good. I'm very fortunate. I'm very grateful for God and just everyone, all my friends and stuff, people that are supporting me and people that are supporting me through it. My mom believes in me. She fucking trusts me. She was like to my stepdad, she's like, oh, so what if he's not making money on a conventional 9 to 5? If he's making money, that's sound, and that's what it's about, sure. Fuck the 9 to 5. I honestly don't see myself getting a 9 to 5 ever again. And I really just think this is the breaking point where trading's gonna work. I think I've started to make trading work. I'm gonna continue to make trading work because this is purely what I want to do. This is what I want to do. I love this shit. I love this shit. Even if I got given 100 million tomorrow, I'd still be on the charts. You know what I'm saying? Like I fucking love trading. It's such an interesting skill. It takes so much emotional control and brain power, and it's just amazing. I just love it, honestly. So if you ever thought about getting into trading, and you're just watching this for something to watch or something like that, or you're watching this because you want a better idea of how to understand the markets, go for it. Just get into trading, do it. Just take that leap of faith. Learn a skill that's going to make you money on a long period of time. You need a high income skill if you want to be able to support yourself and your family to the fullest. Like even sorry, even like e-commerce and stuff like that, or Shopify or whatever you do, affiliate marketing, whatever it is, just go for it. Fully send it because you will not regret it. It will take tears and it will be so hard and you'll want to give up so much and you'll want to just shoot yourself in the face from all the losses, all the failure. But if you just keep failing, you will win. Like you need to make it so that no matter what, you are like you can't give the universe any other option but to let you win. Like if you work so hard that it's unreasonable for you to fail, you will not fail. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is you're doing, stick at it, keep going, keep the grind up, manifest that lifestyle, manifest that dream, and just do it. Do it for you, do it for your family, do it for freedom, and don't do it for the money. That's one thing that people say like, obviously you're trading to make money, but you're not trading for the money. You're trading for the freedom that the charts give you. I could go to Spain tomorrow if I had it like that. I don't got it like that. I can't go to Spain tomorrow, but I could go to Spain tomorrow and still be making money while in Spain. Whereas if you're working on 9 to 5, you can't do that. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'll leave it at that. This video is fucking long, an hour and 32 minutes. Weekly recap. Um, yeah, I guess I'll leave it there. Enjoy, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you got it to the end, fucking subscribe, leave a like, comment on what you want me to see me do. Maybe like a day in life or something. I don't know. I'm unemployed, so it's like, what else am I gonna do other than make these videos? I'm literally bored. The reason I made this is one, I wanted to, and two, I was bored, and three, cause I mean I feel like my followers deserve some sort of like a weekly recap. I also didn't go over Wednesday, so it kind of covered Wednesday and that as well. So anyway, rambling on. With that being said, enjoy, like, subscribe, comment. You know what to do. Peace.